One of the things that I really like about our conversations is that we can all be candid and open with one another. So with that, let me see the hands of everyone who has ever received money under their pillow from the Tooth Fairy. All right. Yes, yes. Last night. All right. Yeah. So let me see the hands of everyone who has ever received over the holiday season a gift under the tree from Santa Claus. Okay. All right. How many of us can remember the time and the place when someone challenged our literal belief in Santa Claus? Who would like to have a little therapy and share with us about... Go ahead, Dennis.
Oh, I don't know. Maybe I was like 8, 7, maybe even 9. So we all lived close together, all of our relatives. And so I saw where my Aunt Seal was hiding Tommy's Christmas present from her cousin. So like a week later, I said, I know where your Christmas presents are. He said, no way. He said, Santa's going to bring them. So we got a chair and they were up in the closet. So my aunt was a little upset.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Go ahead.
One more. I was in 4th grade. We were on the playground, and 2 kids came running up to me and they said, oh, you know what? Cynthia Smith still believes in Santa Claus. And I very knowingly said, oh, really?
Yes, yes. So what did you experience when that cherished illusion was crushed? What did you experience?
Anger.
Anger?
Heartbreak.
Heartbreak.
It's hard.
It's hard.
You cry.
You cry. Yeah.
Betrayal.
It's a betrayal. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Today represents the first of 6 modules addressing the practice of knowing the unknowable and presenting the radical proposition that we can practice knowing the unknowable, and that the ultimate reality is not discovered in some far corner of the universe or in some alternate universe next door, but right here in the middle of our real, everyday, actual lives, if we are willing to notice. There is an alternative path through life. When the first human being crawled out of the first cave, she immediately was encountered with a fundamental question. How do I live a life? And I affirm that you are here tonight because you may also be encountering that question. How do I live a life? Each of the great wisdom traditions emerged as an effort to order and provide guidance to that question. How do I live a life? And more personally, how do I live my life? My one unique, unrepeatable life in time and space and physicality. How do I live my life? Well, the great wisdom traditions drank from a really deep well, the same well. And it's that same well that this curriculum attempts to point us to once again as we journey together to answer that question. Today, we have a little bit of a problem, maybe a big problem, as a human family and as village Earth. And that problem has to do with the fact that the source we are going to for guidance and order in regards to that question is Madison Avenue or Wall Street or Hollywood or Washington, D.C. or these addictive little screens that many times a day can tell me how many likes I got or how many followers I have today or not, by which I assess, am I okay? And the challenge with those sources is that they are self-serving sources, and they do not acknowledge a deeper realm to the question, how do I live a life? Joseph Campbell liked to say that I'm not looking for the meaning of life. No. I'm looking for the experience of being alive. Throughout human history, there have always been a small segment of the human family who were nobodies. And these nobodies were almost always nurtured by one of those great wisdom traditions. But these nobodies became practitioners of intimacy with the infinite. These practitioners chose and choose today to practice their connection and their entanglement with the ultimate, with the universal, with the deep. If we are to renew society, once again, we have to give birth to that consciousness. It was the great wisdom traditions that provided the foundation for all culture in every corner of the globe. They provided the foundation for the economic distribution systems and political discourse and human morality and human education and how we human beings choose to relate to the physical planet and our environment. Today, we're getting our guidance from Disney World. The mystery-centered path through life is not the popular path. The human-centered path through life appears to make a lot of sense. It appears to make a lot of sense, and it is certainly going to be reinforced as the popular response. But that path cannot transform consciousness, and therefore cannot transform society. If we are to renew our politics, our economics, our education, our morality, our relationship to the environment, we have to get connected once again to the deep place. Today we are going to encounter the shortest of the modules. It was only 8 minutes. And in that encounter is hidden the nugget that every great teacher, every great master throughout human history has had to grapple with. And more often than not, has delivered them to their journey of depth. One of the great teachers today, who is a nobody, is Gene Marshall. And he has a quote that has given me a lot of guidance. And it goes like this: disillusionment is the path to enlightenment. Let's take a peek.